Behind us is the restoration of Warren Gunter's Durachrome Bug. This is an absolutely incredible funny car that has been brought back to life by the Famoso Speed Shop. Tell me about the project. Tell me about the actual setup of this car and how quick do you plan on going in it at some point?
Well, the love of the car started probably at 9 years old for me. You know, I remember looking at it in Hot Rod Magazine and several others, and it was just always one of those ones I loved forever, and you know, just left the scene for many, many years. And one day I was kind of strolling through Facebook, and I seen a guy that he said he bought it, you know, and I'm going, man. So I send him a message, and he goes, no way, man, dude, this is my thing. I'm taking it to the grave. I'm never going to get rid of it. And then he had some struggles. He was a great guy, and ended up, after years of talking back and forth, he called me up one morning and said, it's either going to go to the museum or I'm going to sell it to you. And I said, well, if it goes to a museum, they'll probably never finish it. It's going to sit there and collect dust. I said, but I promise you sell it to me, and that thing will be on the track again. He goes, you got it. So next day, we loaded up a trailer. We ran to Medford, Oregon, got it, brought it back, and I mean, it happened fairly quick. I had some other jobs I had to get out of the way, but we've taken it back to, it's pretty close to the way it was. There's a few things you have to add on to make it legal, but other than that, you know,
Who built the original car?
So Mike Case was the chassis builder.
Okay.
Warren Gunter was the owner and driver, and he did a lot of the tin work himself. And between the two of them and a few others, they got it all done. They ran the car for, you know, from 69 to 71, and it probably raced more funny cars than any other funny car, because every year those guys would get new cars, and all he'd do was change the wheels or something. He had a new car. So they got to race all the 69, 70, 71 cars, you know, where most will race each other one season, they go away.
Well, and as a booked in, you know, you're making a living match racing back then. So as a match race attraction, this thing's unbeatable. It looks like nothing else. And even for that many years, it was still a fresh car.
Yeah, and you got to remember at that time when this thing came out, Herbie the Love Bug was at its peak. Yeah. At that time, there was more Volkswagens on the road than anything, you know. So I think for Warren, you know, they retired the Altered in '68 and went racing with this, and I think it was just perfect timing for the car. It was just different, and I talked to him. He's alive and well and healthy, and I talked to him, try to talk to him weekly, and he's with us 100% on it, and he's really enjoying it.
Two things. I mean, obviously this thing's going to be a total handful aerodynamically and wheelbase-wise. And secondly, the driver's compartment is like a bathtub. I mean, was he a big guy?
No. Actually, Warren's probably he's probably 5'7", and at that time he was probably 140 pounds soaking wet. You know, but the cage was a little bit different design, but it was still huge.
Yeah.
You know, we had to do a few things to keep NHRA happy. We get it back on the track. But other than that, we're trying to stay with the same Krager manifold, the same Vortec mag. These are the original. We actually have the original wheels at home for it. And these, but it's 95% original.
It's an incredible piece, and having followed the restoration on Facebook, it's just neat to be able to see it in person. So you don't, like you said, you plan on putting this thing back on the racetrack, so talk to me about your plans there. How quick do you think it can and should go?
Well, so we took it back to Wisconsin a month and a half ago, and we made the first pass with it. And I did exactly what I wanted to do. I got up to about 150 miles an hour, and I pulled the chute, jammed the brakes, did all the stuff, make sure it's going to, you know, start and stop, and it seemed pretty cool. So we thought, well, all right, it's time to bring it back, put the wheelie bars on it, and go get down. So we thought we'd run exhibition with it here this weekend. Unfortunately, they didn't have time for exhibition, so we'll get it. You know, it's always next year.
We may not see it on the racetrack, but we're going to hear it run. So get your stuff on and fire this thing up.
We'll do it all out today. I'll look out the door. If he's going by in that Cougar or something in there, don't we hear him over here all the time?
065 is better by a couple hundred reaction time.
I like
6 at the finish line.
Go ahead.